They say the eye never lies. But what if there was an eye that saw everything, past, present, and future? An eye that gazes beyond illusion, piercing through the veil of deception? You've seen it before, staring at you from the back of a dollar bill, etched into the architecture of ancient temples, embedded within secret societies and esoteric traditions. The all-seeing eye, a symbol both revered and feared. But what does it truly mean? Some call it the Eye of Providence, the watchful gaze of divine intelligence. Others whisper of shadowy forces, a hidden elite using this emblem as a mark of control, a sign of wisdom, or a symbol of surveillance. Truth or deception? Enlightenment or enslavement? The answer is far deeper than most realize. This is not just an emblem of the Illuminati, or a mere decorative symbol. Its origins trace back thousands of years, to the mystery schools of Egypt, the sacred traditions of the East, and even the very fabric of human consciousness itself. It carries an ancient truth, one that has been concealed, distorted, and misunderstood across time. In this video, we will unveil the real meaning of the all-seeing eye. We'll explore its hidden history, decode its true significance, and reveal how this ancient wisdom can transform your perception of reality. Because, in the end, the question isn't just what the all-seeing eye represents, but rather, who is truly watching? To understand the true meaning of the all-seeing eye, we must travel back, far beyond the modern conspiracy theories, past the Freemasons and secret societies, and into the very cradle of civilization. One of the earliest representations of the all-seeing eye comes from ancient Egypt, the Eye of Horus, also known as the Vedjat. This was no ordinary symbol. It was a divine mark of protection, perception, and higher consciousness. Horus, the falcon-headed god, was said to have lost his eye in a battle against his uncle, Set. When the eye was restored, it became more than just sight. It became insight, a symbol of spiritual awakening and the ability to see beyond the material world. Egyptian priests and initiates of the mystery schools believed that the Eye of Horus was not just a metaphor, it was a map of human enlightenment. Even modern neuroscience has drawn fascinating connections, noting that the structure of the pineal gland, often called the third eye, closely resembles the shape of this ancient symbol. But Egypt was just the beginning. Journey further east, and you'll find another profound connection, the concept of the Ajna chakra, the third eye, in Hindu and Buddhist traditions. It is said that when this eye is opened, one perceives ultimate truth, beyond illusion, beyond ego, beyond the limitations of the physical world. The sages and yogis of old taught that this inner vision was the key to unlocking higher states of consciousness. In Taoist and Zen traditions, the eye is often associated with the mind's clarity, a state of awareness where one is no longer deceived by external distractions. The phrase "seeing without looking" was often used to describe an enlightened being, one who perceives the universe as it truly is. But as time passed, this sacred knowledge began to fade, buried under layers of dogma, secrecy, and distortion. The meaning of the all-seeing eye was no longer about personal enlightenment. It was twisted, rebranded, and repurposed. Fast forward to medieval Europe, and the symbol resurfaces, this time as the Eye of Providence. Often enclosed in a radiant triangle, this version of the all-seeing eye was adopted by the Christian tradition to represent God's omniscience, the idea that a divine force watches over humanity. But something changed. By the time the Renaissance and Enlightenment eras arrived, this symbol found a new home within the secretive orders of Freemasonry. Here, it took on dual meanings. To some, It represented spiritual wisdom and the pursuit of higher knowledge. To others, it became a mark of hidden power, shrouded in secrecy, reserved only for those within the inner circle. And then came the New World Order theories. The moment the all-seeing eye appeared on the Great Seal of the United States, conspiracy theories ignited. Was it a sign of divine guidance, or a message from the secret elite controlling world affairs? Had the symbol of enlightenment been hijacked for power? The truth is, this symbol has always carried a duality. One side represents illumination, the other, manipulation. The question is not just who is watching, but how is it being used? As we move forward, we will break down the real hidden meaning of the all-seeing eye. Why does it appear everywhere? What power does it hold? And most importantly, how can you awaken your own inner vision? Stay tuned and let revelation begin. The all-seeing eye is not just a symbol, it is an idea, a force of perception that exists beyond time and space. It represents something both ancient and eternal, awareness. But here's the question: who is doing the seeing? To understand this, we must first recognize that the eye is not external, it is internal. It is not about being watched by an outside force. It is about awakening the part of yourself that observes reality without distortion. Think of your physical eyes. They see the world, but they are limited. They can be deceived by illusions, blinded by distractions, or misled by beliefs. But the inner eye, the eye of consciousness, sees beyond. Ancient mystics often spoke of two types of sight: the sight of the body, which perceives the physical world; the sight of the mind, which perceives truth. The all-seeing eye represents this second form of vision, the ability to see beyond deception, beyond conditioning, beyond fear. This is why in many esoteric traditions, awakening is described as an act of seeing. The Buddha attained enlightenment and was called the awakened one whose inner eye had opened to reality. The Gnostic texts speak of a divine spark within us that, once ignited, allows us to perceive the universe as it truly is. But what happens when this vision is obscured? Throughout history, knowledge of the inner eye was reserved for initiates, kept within the mystery schools, and hidden from the unprepared. This wasn't necessarily done for control. Rather, it was because true knowledge is dangerous if placed in the wrong hands. But over time, those in power began to redefine the all-seeing eye. Instead of a symbol of personal awakening, it became a symbol of external surveillance, a way to imply control rather than liberation. In ancient times, it was a reminder of self-awareness. In modern times, it became a tool of manipulation. Governments, secret societies, and elite groups adopted the symbol, transforming it from a sign of inner power into a mark of external authority. Instead of you seeing the truth, the world was told, you are being watched. And here lies the paradox of the all-seeing eye. For the awakened, it is a gateway to freedom. For the unaware, it is a symbol of oppression. This is why the same symbol appears in both spiritual teachings and conspiracy theories. The meaning shifts depending on the perspective of the observer. But the real question is, how do we reclaim the true power of the eye? In the next section, we will explore the deeper esoteric layers of the all-seeing eye, its connection to the mind, the soul, and the unseen forces that shape reality. The journey is not over. In fact, it is only just beginning. The all-seeing eye is more than just a symbol. It is a gateway, a portal to a level of awareness that most never reach. But here's what they don't tell you. The eye is not something you find, it is something you activate. In mystical traditions around the world, The all-seeing eye is often linked to a hidden power within the human mind, the third eye. In Hinduism and Buddhism, it is called the Ajna Chakra, the center of insight and intuition. In ancient Egypt, it was symbolized by the Eye of Horus, a representation of divine perception. In esoteric Christianity, Christ himself spoke of this when he said, "The lamp of the body is the eye. If your eye is single, your whole body will be full of light." Matthew 6:22. But what does this mean? Modern science provides an eerie confirmation of these ancient teachings. Deep within your brain lies a small, mysterious gland called the pineal gland. It is shaped like an eye, has photoreceptor cells similar to the retina, and is responsible for regulating sleep, dreams, and states of higher consciousness. Some believe that the pineal gland is the physical counterpart of the mystical third eye, a biological organ that, when activated, allows one to see beyond the material world and into the realm of the unseen. But here's the problem. Most people's third eye is closed. Why? Because we live in a world designed to keep us blind. If the third eye is a gateway to enlightenment, then those who seek control have every reason to keep it shut. Studies suggest that fluoride accumulates in the pineal gland, potentially calcifying it and reducing its function. Social media, entertainment, and mindless consumption prevent deep thought and introspection. A mind trapped in fear is unable to see clearly. It is too busy reacting. Ancient wisdom warns us of this. The Gnostics, an early mystical sect, spoke of archons who sought to blind humanity to its divine nature. The Taoists cautioned against allowing external influences to disrupt one's inner balance. The truth is, the all-seeing eye was never meant to be feared. It was meant to be wielded. The true power of the all-seeing eye is not about watching others. It is about watching yourself. It is about shifting from being controlled to being aware. How do we do this? The modern world thrives on distraction. True vision begins in stillness. Meditation, deep breathing, and time away from screens allow the mind to clear. Reduce fluoride intake, eat natural foods, and avoid substances that cloud consciousness. A healthy body leads to a clear mind. Truth is not given, it is discovered. The awakened mind does not blindly accept. It observes, questions, and seeks deeper understanding. Develop the ability to see beyond the surface. Study symbols, decode hidden meanings, and train your mind to perceive the unseen layers of reality. When the eye is open, you are no longer controlled by external forces. You see reality as it is, not as it is presented to you. This is why the all-seeing eye is feared by those who seek control, because once awakened, you cannot be deceived. And this brings us to the most important part. How do you apply this knowledge in everyday life? In the next section, we will explore practical techniques to awaken the all-seeing eye, allowing you to unlock greater intuition, perception, and spiritual insight in your daily existence. The all-seeing eye is not just an ancient symbol, it is an invitation to awaken a deeper awareness. But how do we apply this wisdom in our daily lives? How do we cultivate the kind of perception that sees beyond illusion and into the truth of existence? 1. Developing inner vision through awareness. The first step is mindful observation, training yourself to see without bias, to witness the world as it is, rather than as you wish it to be. One powerful practice is the observer's meditation. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and take slow, deep breaths. Instead of controlling your thoughts, simply observe them as if you were watching a movie. Notice patterns. What fears arise? What desires cloud your mind? Over time, this practice sharpens your inner vision, helping you perceive reality with greater clarity. 2. The ritual of the mirror confronting the self. In ancient esoteric traditions, the mirror was seen as a portal, not just to one's reflection, but to the truth within. A simple but powerful practice is mirror gazing. Stand in front of a mirror, dim the lights, and gaze deeply into your own eyes for several minutes. Observe your thoughts, your emotions, what surfaces. This exercise can be uncomfortable, but it forces you to confront hidden aspects of yourself, just as the all-seeing eye urges us to look beyond surface illusions. 3. Breaking the chains of deception. True sight isn't just about seeing external truths, it's about recognizing our own self-imposed limitations. Ask yourself, what beliefs have I accepted without question? What fears prevent me from seeking deeper wisdom? Where in my life am I avoiding the truth? Journaling these questions can be an enlightening exercise, helping you identify the illusions you've unconsciously lived under. By embracing these practices, you begin to embody the wisdom of the all-seeing eye, not as an external force watching over you, but as the awakened vision within you. Throughout history, the all-seeing eye has been a symbol of power, mystery, and enlightenment. To some, it represents control, to others, divine wisdom. But in the end, its meaning is not dictated by ancient orders or hidden societies. It is shaped by you. The question is, are you willing to see, not just the world around you, but the truth within yourself? Because once you open your eyes to the deeper reality, there is no turning back.